No, I do not want to talk about the last episode. Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to My Expanded Universe, a show where I go through the entire EU in chronological order as best I know how. Folks, we're returning back to the comic books, and this time we're going over Crimson Empire 3. The final series, right? The trilogy is now complete. It's a 6-part series because, unlike Tom Veitch, Randy Stradley stayed on good terms with Lucasfilm. Now, Mike Richardson also helped out with this story, and basically it revolves around our big baddie is now Enix Devian. And see, he has found a large cache of Clone Wars weapons and warfare. He's found an army, he's found an armada, and he wants to use that to take on the New Republic. And he can't do it without the help of Kir Kanos, he thinks, so he hires Boba Fett to track down and find and retrieve for him Kir Kanos. Now, we all know he's gone under the pseudonym Kennix Kill, and so you're going to have a Boba Fett Kennix Kill showdown in the comic book too. Spoiler alert, Boba comes out on top, yeah. But meanwhile, Vima Dabuda, yes, she's back from Dark Empire, and she warns Luke and says, hey, this Deviant guy, he's very bad. And Luke's like, what are you doing here? Weren't you a Dark Empire character? Yes, but I'm trying to sell comic books, so go tell Deviant. It really makes no sense why he's that big of a threat. He found an old army, but anyway. So Luke is on to him, and so Luke and the gang are trying to go after him too. Just kind of fast forward a little bit. Kir Kanos is brought before Deviant. He said, hey, you want to join me and rule this empire? He's like, no, you be crazy. And, hilarity ensues. It ends up, and I'm going to have to spoil this, but Kir Kanos is going to die. Or so we think. He does not die. He fakes his own death. Kind of does a little self-sacrifice. The Republic thinks he's dead. They clear him of all his prior crimes with the Empire, after his death. But it doesn't matter because little they know he's alive, and now he's gone into hiding forever, and he and Sin, I'm sure, are gonna, make lots of babies and have a happy house on a, place far away, a little tropical world, who knows. But anyway, they kind of brush it off, and of course this is the third one, so they tie everything together and basically end the series here. Now, what do I think of Crimson Empire 3? Well, just to give you some inside information, Randy Stradley always wanted Luke to battle the Royal Guards left over from Return of the Jedi. In fact, Randy Stradley was one of the authors from the original Marvel Comics run, and he asked to put that in a storyline where Luke has to fight the Royal Guard in one episode, or a couple of issues. And Lucasfilm said, no at the time, you can't do that. Now again, why would they say no if they didn't consider it canon, right? But anyway, later on he comes back, he gets his idea with Crimson Empire, he gets to do it, so he gets to do it at a later time, and so he still had his idea going. Now originally, because of the success of Crimson Empire 2, featuring Nama Nor was supposed to be a bigger character in 3, it was supposed to take place during the New Jedi Order. They had all these big plans rolling out. Well, I don't know what happened, but there were tons of delays from Crimson Empire 2 to Crimson Empire 3. There's too many rumors to fast forward through. Like some people are saying, hey, it's on. Randy Stradley saying, no, it's not. And then they're saying, hey, it's coming up. And they're like, no, it's not. Maybe 2 or 3 more years later. And seriously, it took 11 years, or 12 years when you think about it, because Crimson Empire 2 came out in the 98-99 season, the last half of 98, first half of 99, whereas this one premiered in 2011. 2011! Seriously! 11 years, over 11 years later, over a decade later, are we supposed to care about this? I remember when this came out, I was excited. I was like, oh, shut up, Crimson Empire 3. And then I realized I haven't thought about Crimson Empire in over a decade. And it was hard to get back into the characters there. And they were trying really hard, like bringing in Dark Empire characters and bringing in some Boba Fett and bringing in this and this character and that character and trying to get you really excited. And the whole time you're reading and going, yeah, Kir Kanos. And then you're realizing, yeah, I'm not as big into him as I was. Crimson Empire 1 and 2 had something good going, even though I think Crimson Empire 2 was a step down. Crimson Empire 3 is probably a little bit better than Crimson Empire 2, only because it has an ending. But it doesn't come close to Crimson Empire 1. In fact, sad to say, they probably should have stopped at just the first series and never done the next 2. But, every good comic book series has to have a trilogy, right? So they make it into a trilogy, and it's okay. It's fine. If you like Kir Kanos, it's a nice end to his storyline, I suppose. But I mean, the long wait just killed it. I think this comic book would have been way more popular if it had just come out like 2 or 3 years originally, like it was supposed to be planned during the New Jedi Order. I think all that would have been awesome. It would have been an awesome comic book. But should you read it? I mean, yeah, I guess if you're into Crimson Empire, if you're into Kir Kanos, go ahead. It's a nice story. Now, to be honest, these Crimson Empire comic books really aren't mentioned that much within the expanded universe. I mean, in some of the comic books they are, but in the novels they aren't. They're largely ignored. Especially there's a point later on where Kevin J. Anderson brings back the Royal Guard, and you're thinking, oh, wait, is this going to tie into Crimson Empire? And it never does, which is kind of, in my opinion, a missed opportunity. But either way, there you have it. 6 issues of Crimson Empire 3 that are okay to read. All right, folks, I'll see you next time with another video.